but we're not in our grow room anymore. So as you can see, we have completed our greenhouse. This did take us up to probably a whole day to put together, because we spent part of Saturday evening doing it and then the rest of Sunday doing it. So it was quite a bit of time period, a bit of hassle here, a bit of hassle there, but we were able to accomplish through it. Now, do keep in mind there was about 4 to 5 people out here putting this thing together. And I do want to go ahead and send a shout out to my family who helped me assemble this and get all this together and have supported me through this. So a quick shout out to my family. I do appreciate you guys. Now, what I want to go ahead and show you guys is the room we have here. Now, this is an 8x16 greenhouse. Now, this is going to allow us to grow all season long, produce more plants out, things like that. So I'm really excited about what's going to come from this greenhouse. Now, what I do eventually plan on doing is building shelvings along this unit, so that way we can get more seedlings in here. And as you can see, it is definitely long, because we go all the way out to here. So this is an 8x16 greenhouse. Like I said, we do have 2 windows that can open and close up here at the top. We do also have double doors, so that way we can open and close them. They are fully able to be open, locked, and everything. I did bring out a temperature to kind of observe how our temperatures are doing. Currently, our greenhouse is sitting at 82.9, and we are currently sitting at 48% humidity. And this is in our zone 8. But so far, it is holding in heat. It's keeping everything pretty warm here. So hopefully we'll see as our seasons change how well it's going to do. I'm going to kind of observe it, make sure we got it in a great spot. Now, I did a lot of research. Now, I've done a lot of research on where we should put the greenhouse. Should it be in full sun, partial sun, or more shady? Come to find out, greenhouses should not be put in full sun, as greenhouses absorb that heat and they will hold it in. So putting it in direct sunlight will make it pretty much like a heat box, and no plants will be able to survive in that unless we put fans throughout here. Now, keep in mind, I didn't want to ever run electricity throughout our greenhouse. If anything, I would do anything like solar, things like that, to kind of avoid pulling more electricity into the greenhouse. I want to keep a lot of things in our greenhouse all natural. I do my best to avoid staying away from the chemicals. The only time we mainly use any kind of chemicals, it's all natural chemicals. We don't really use anything that's harsh chemicals, anything like that, because we want natural. We want all natural. So far, what I'm going to go ahead and do with you guys is I'm going to get you guys off that tripod for one. We're going to go ahead and take a look around what I've already added into our greenhouse, kind of show you guys everything, and show you what's to come with our greenhouse. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first things first, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the outside of the greenhouse. Do forgive my wagon there. As you currently see, I do have shovels holding my doors open because the wind will blow them open. I will eventually kind of get some bungee cords or something like that to allow me to have the doors open. Or I'll probably get, you know what I just thought of? I have some gnome statues I'll probably put in front of the doors to help keep the doors open. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, see, as you can see, that wind will blow those doors. Now, one thing with our doors is they do have a lock. So when I go to close everything up, I can easily lock this and make sure nothing gets into the greenhouse. Like I said, it is an 8x16, so it is pretty long, and as you can see, there is one of the windows open. Now, one thing I really like about the greenhouse is that we have here rudders, pretty much rain guards, and it pretty much has a drip system where the rain can drip through. Now, eventually, what I would like to do is put a hose or some kind of nozzle right here running down into our rain barrel, so that way we can use more of cloud rain from our clouds and that into our garden, into the greenhouse. But that'll be all for a later date. we'll kind of get through that as we go. And this is going to be the other side of our greenhouse. As you can see, there is a window up there. As you can see, we still need to do a little bit more of a barrier here around the edge. We did try and get the best leveled out. We did get everything leveled. As you can see, we do have quite a few roots here. Now, the only reason why we have the roots we do is because of these ginormous pine trees. And one thing with pine trees is they send roots everywhere, in every direction. They will cover the underneath the ground in roots. So they can be a big pain. But they're nice to have, especially for mulching and things like that, because you get the pine needles off the pine trees. But that is the outside of the greenhouse. Now, let's take a look inside. So up here, as you can see, it is double doored, like I did show you guys. Now, as you can see, we already started moving things in. We have our tools, our hoses, our fertilizers, all that right here. I already did start getting a pot together for some of our other plants that are going to come out here. So I did bring out our scarlet carrots and our mint out here, as I do want a lot of these plants to be in our greenhouse. The mint I will never put in a whole bed by itself, as it does grow through its roots. Now over here we do have our pots, our tools, our seeds, things like that. As I get more of this put together, it'll be more stored properly like it should be. Now, what we are also going to do here, as you guys are probably wondering, Selena, what's going on with these two plants? These are tomato beefsteaks. I'm going to bring them out here because they're not liking being in that grow tent too much. So today I'm going to get those transplanted along with a few extra mints. And these two are actually going to go into their own pots. And then this is basil over here is going to go in this big old barrel over here. But I'll kind of show you guys all that as well. Now we do have some of our marigolds out here as well from the big garden up front, in front of the house. And we did get that in here. Now I am going to show you guys, this is our thermostat that I was telling you about. And it is showing how hot it is in here. So it is staying pretty warm in here. We still have a lot more room to go. Now these windows, they do open and close. They have little holes. I'm going to show you here. You can close it, latch it shut, and as you see, it's got 3 little holes here. You can just push it open, and you can do it as low as you want, high as you want, whatever you want to set it as. It is pretty warm today, so I do have them really highly open. So that way that breeze can kind of come through. What I'm checking for is I'm checking to see if we have any roots showing. And I do see here, we got some roots here showing down here at the bottom. So what we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and get some pots, 2 pots together, and let's go ahead and check this one out as well. This one isn't, no roots showing down at the bottom. Oh, I lied, yep, there is some roots. So with our 2 beefsteaks, and I'm going to show you guys on this one because it's going to be easier to see. If you look right here, there's a little small root. So that's going to tell me it's starting to be root bounded. So we're going to go ahead and get 2 pots together, similar to like these guys that are in a medium-sized pot. I'm going to get 2 of these put together for these tomato plants and get them transplanted into that. Once we get them transplanted into that, we're going to see how well they'll do out here in the greenhouse. Like I said, the basil's going to go in this big bucket over here, and we're going to do that here in just a minute. So let's get started on this. Alright, so we got our pots here. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this dirt put in here for it. And a lot of this is going to be compost dirt. So it's going to have a lot of self-fertilizers in it already. So we won't need to add anything extra to it. So I'm going to just go ahead and push this apart here so that way we got a good opening for the plant. Now my goal isn't for, I know I said a medium-sized pot, and this is as big as I could find temporarily for it until I can get it out to our bigger garden. So I'm just trying to get it put in here. And as you can see, it is definitely a little bit bigger. And oh, it's already starting to break apart on me here. Alright, let's do it like this. I didn't want to do it like this, but it looks like I'm going to have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smush it down here, like that. And then I'm going to get some more dirt here. And we're just going to add it in at the top here. Kind of like a top dressing, if you would. And it's okay if the dirt's a little higher than expected. I don't want that in there. Alright. There we go. Now with this beefsteak in its different pot, hopefully it's gonna like being in that much better than that this solo cup right here. So now let's go ahead and do our other one. We're gonna do the same thing again here. But this time, I'm not going to add all that dirt like I did. I'm just going to make a bottom here just like that. Put that in there. Now, anytime you transplant plants, you always want to water them quite a bit for the first few days of that transplant, so that way they can get adjusted to the soil. So once I get these all in here, I'm going to go ahead and water them, so that way they get a good watering for the day. Alright, there we go. And I'm just going to push this all down here, just like this. There it goes. Much better. There is our beefsteaks. So I'm going to just set these aside over here. Now I'm going to let them do their thing. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get this guy transplanted. So let's jump over to the big pot. As you guys see here, we have some perlite in here. We got our compost dirt in here. And as you can see, I do have a few limbs in here as well. This is pretty much sand, compost, dirt. There's pretty much our own little mixture put in here. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do, smooth all this out. I am now going to dig a hole here. And we are going to make this big enough for our basil plant there. So as you see there, we got the hole. And I didn't make the hole super big because we just want the hole big enough for just the basil plant. Alright, and kind of smush it in there. Alright, now I'm going to bring some of this around it. And there we go. There we are. There is our basil Italian large leaf transplanted out in our greenhouse. Guys, so now we're going to go ahead and do a soft watering. I'm going to do a soft watering around here at the base, and that'll pretty much wrap it up here. So guys, we got our beefsteak tomato plants transplanted into a little bit bigger pots. We got our basil transplanted out here into our big tub here. So we got a lot done. We did the reveal of our greenhouse. So we got still a lot more going on, and still a lot more growth going on, and so many changes coming. I really quick want to take the time to thank all of you for supporting us through this growth and learning as we're going through it all together. I've been so happy to have you guys here, and please don't ever forget to hit that like and subscribe down below. We love having you guys here. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Deuces!